Hey everyone, I'm Jacki Jing, reporting straight from snowy Sweden, though I'm in my group stage dress in my hotel room. Anyways, welcome to the SiegeGG Debrief for the final day of the SI 2022 group stages. Now I hope you didn't miss the Twitter action after yesterday ended, as Lems took to Twitter to explain BDS's struggles. Onigiri took a cheeky dig as he dumped BDS out of the groups, and Canadian let us know exactly how many YouTube subs Bolo had.
Go boy, baby! Nice. Woo! Yup. They're f***ing losing it. They're f***ing losing it. They cannot buy a f***ing round. They cannot buy a round. Not with all of Bolo's subscribers could they buy a f***ing round right now. Let's go!
He's got a lot of subscribers.
I know. The guy's a f***ing millionaire. He couldn't buy a f***ing round.
But enough about that. Time to cut into the juicy steak of Day 5 group play. We started off the action in Group A, which was, should this be on Live Leak? Sandbox had all the pressure on them and knew that they had to beat the Russian cyborgs on Team Empire 2-0. Empire, meanwhile, had been shocked 0-2 yesterday by M&M, but were still in the running for first if they won 2-0 instead. And boy, Sandbox fans may want to sit down because Joystick gave no quarter whatsoever. He would have the best performance at this year's SI so far, finishing with a ridiculous 1.89 rating and 24 kills in just 16 rounds. Not only that, Empire weren't even playing with their full team on stage. And still, poor Nova could not even get a single kill and only had a 6% KOST. It would also be the second 7-0 of the entire tournament, with Sandbox also the victims the first time, also in Oregon. It's okay, Sandbox, we still love you. The other game saw NA come up on top with Sonic stealing third place away from M&M in what was a straight 2-0 fight.
GG's guys.
Okay, guys. That is how you do it.
Coming up next was a big headache for us, not the teams. You ready? If MIBR lost 0-2, then they'd be out. If MIBR won 2-0 and Na'Vi lost 0-2, then Na'Vi would be out. But if MIBR won 2-0 and Na'Vi only lost to Dam 1-2, then Oxygen would be out. Did you get all that? But get this, the team not scheduled to play, Team 1, also could have been eliminated. If Na'Vi won a single map off Dam 1, Team 1 were out regardless of whether MIBR won 2-1 or lost 1-2. And if MIBR lost 1-2, then 1 would have come last, even if Na'Vi didn't win a map. Did you get all that? Spoiler alert, the unimaginable happened. Both the matches started simultaneously, of course, and no one really knew what to expect of MIBR versus Oxygen. MIBR had struggled through the LATAM qualifier, whereas Oxygen had looked shaky the past couple of days. But signs looked good for Oxygen and for Na'Vi, as OXG turned a 4-2 attacking half into a 7-5 win on Oregon. Over on the other game, things were looking nervy for Na'Vi when Dam 1 took a 4-0 lead, but things turned scary for Team 1 as Na'Vi forced OT. Though the pressure came right off as Dam 1 ground out an OT win. MIBR, however, got themselves out of the drop zone immediately after, turning a 4-2 half on Bank into a 7-3 win. And as a result, Team 1 began to sweat, with Alamau getting antsy on Twitter. But things didn't go well for him and his team at all, as Na'Vi overturned a 5-2 deficit on map 2 against Dam 1 and eventually won out tight. 8-7 winners. Na'Vi had their map and they had their safe alongside MIBR and Oxygen. And Alamau was not happy because his team had actually won more games, but by worse map margins. But still, the Mexico Major champs, a Brazilian team, had been eliminated. Dam 1 eventually won their final map to keep their win streak going, while MIBR also completed a 2-1 win over Oxygen. Man, what a crazy way for things to shake out, huh? Well, catch your breath because we're moving on to Group C now. Elevate had come into this event as big wildcards, and people still couldn't figure them out after they lost to BDS and Furia, but beat DZ 2-0. Meanwhile, strong performances from Bolo and Merc were making it seem like TSM were back, even if DZ beat them. And initially, it seemed like Elevate's inexperience would be their weakness, with TSM taking 3 defenses. But Elevate showed composure to strike back on TSM's map pick and make TSM pay for their poor attacking ability. Elevate were not worried on map 2 and forced OT after both teams went 4-2 on defense. There, Elevate dropped NA Jaws as they took their second NA scalp by taking down TSM 8-7.
I don't know, Gary and Nay get one more apiece. It is just Charla to clutch this out, but it's flawless for Elevate. And APAC, they are able to surmount so many teams and favorites.
While this was the big surprise of the group, eyes were also on the bloody and brutal 3-mapper between Dark Zero and Furia. Dark Zero and Furia both won their own map picks by 7-5 margins, with a possibly tournament best clutch from Lenda.
The pushing forward, Miracle goes down, Lenda in behind, can Canadian secure it? He does! Nitro sell out! And it gets basically everyone! It's down to Canadian, he's in behind Dummy's box. There he is! Secure this! And Lenda gets it done!
But on map 3, the fight got even more heated. It took all 15 rounds to decide the victors, and Furia came out on top in the series and topped the group. Closing out proceedings were the Group B ones. And boy, there were more headaches to be had when looking at all the potential results. Cyclops haven't had a great tournament, but they could still have pulled through to playoffs if their lucky stars were to align, and the first obstacle they had to face was the Sweden Major Champions FaZe clan. First half of Chalet was incredibly even, ending in a 3-3 split, but FaZe fell behind when they got on defense and lost the first map 4-7. Continuing over on Villa, both teams won a round, and it seemed like an incredibly tense map was shaping up once again. But after that, the game turned into a slaughter, with FaZe winning 6 consecutive rounds, which meant Cyclops were locked in dead last in the scoreboard and eliminated from SI. A third map played too, but Cyclops' fate was already sealed and the Japanese squad was sent packing. Simultaneously, Rogue was slated to play against SSG, and while the Spacemen took the series 2-0, there was still some friction in the air at the American camp.
As Rogue went on a spree of rounds in their favor, but it may have taken all 12, but they did walk away with the win. One more than needing. Looking pretty excited about that.
So what did you think of today's games? Were you shocked that Team 1 went out too? And who do you think will win it all come next Sunday? And while you were in the comments letting us know, be sure to subscribe and go follow us on Twitter to stay on top of the madness at the Six Invitational here in Sweden. And make sure you follow me at Jacki Jing. Did you do it? I don't believe you. Okay, good. Now, if you want to see more of the numbers that everyone has been putting up in the Six Invitational, well, you know where to go. Head on over to the SiegeGG competitions page. And, of course, stay tuned to SiegeGG everywhere you can to keep up with all things Rainbow Six Siege. All right, we'll see you tomorrow.